Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
So grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use.
Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media, LLC. Broaden the scope of exposure for your business by going beyond the interview. Learn more at www.jmmbmediallc.com or email us at jmmbradio@gmail.com. I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And I will not let what I cannot do interfere with what I can do. Edward Everett Hale. Today we welcome Skye Logan, who is a 2-time Inc. 500 executive. At the age of 12, he started his business journey with the purpose to help others. He has a long history of volunteer and humanitarian work. Skye was instrumental in developing and managing a one-of-its-kind multi-location medically assisted holistic drug and alcohol detox and rehab program. Today, his work has spanned many facets of the real estate industry, from residential sales to building a $50 million plus housing Philanthroinvesting portfolio. He is here today to give us an inside look at what it means to be doing well by doing good. Welcome, Skye.
Yes, thank you very much, Ruth.
Welcome back, Skye. Wow. You were the first person that introduced me to Philanthroinvesting. And ever since then, I have been really paying attention to who and what I invest in. So thank you for that.
Yes, you're very welcome.
Yeah. So since our last conversation, what has been going on?
Man, what has been going on? That's a great question. More more than probably we're going to be able to cover in our podcast here, but we have a lot of different things. We have, you and I, just outside of this call, this podcast here, love to talk. I love talking to both of you, and we have a huge amount of things we want to do on a global basis. So I'll just we'll get right into the podcast here and kind of, but a huge amount of things happening. Unfortunately, not as much. You know, we obviously, our mind always moves faster than the physical universe. So I always want more happening than actually is. But yeah, so that's, we're bringing on some new companies, portfolio companies. We're reaching out to different verticals in air and water and various industries, and just looking to create that impact across the planet.
Yes, for those folks that are not aware of what you guys do, can you explain it to everybody?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So Philanthroinvesting, everyone's heard of a term, possibly impact investing. So Philanthroinvesting is simply leveraging, directing capital, energy, and money towards philanthropic companies. There's a lot of innovators out there, a lot of fantastic technologies coming about. So what we do at Philanthroinvestors is we find them, we locate them, we vet these companies, and we help them along, because a lot of these guys just want to they're in their lane. They want to do what they're doing really well. And I've helped a lot of medical industries, and in our previous call, we covered my holistic detoxes that we help start up and our things like that. So I have a deep understanding of that area, but the doctors, they just want to do their thing, and they don't want to get involved with business or this or that or all this other stuff. They just want to help. So what we do as a company, we find these philanthropic companies that these innovative founders, they have a technology that has huge potential. Like, they move the needle on a global scale, and we partner with them or acquire them or bring them up underneath our umbrella and we want to help them. We provide capital for them, either ourselves or we do capital raises for them, business development for them, and help them move them along to where they're doing this much impact. We want them to create that into a huge vision to where, good, you're just not cleaning up oil ponds for your state or et cetera, but you're actually cleaning up, like it's expanding across a national and a global reach. So that's kind of what we want to do. We want to find the vision there. We want to pour some gasoline on the vision that they've got already.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is amazing.
That's
And
Yeah. Thank you.
That's different. This is different. This is our first time meeting each other and talking. So yeah, I am intrigued. Tell me more.
There's not one person I ever talked to that just we get into like we could get into a 3-hour conversation about it, but that's what we do as Philanthroinvestors, as a company, as an individual myself. I've spent 13 years plus as a volunteer basis, just helping and giving back, and I absolutely love being able to my wife and I together, we have 6 kids, kind of a blended Brady bunch, if you will, but we have 6 kids. So I always think with the legacy that I'm leaving, but no matter what individuals' religious beliefs are or what they think they'll be back, the majority of the planet believes that they'll be back, and so whatever the people's religious beliefs or whatever, you have to leave a better planet to your own legacy, or for those people that believe they'll be back, good for themselves when they're coming back around. But no matter what, if I am creating a company, and not only just Philanthroinvestors itself as an umbrella, but I have 10, 15, 50, 100 different companies underneath me that I'm creating a better planet. Man, what I can't imagine a better, like, I like the term heart work, like you have to put some heart and passion into what you do. And I've made a lot of money in my life, and I could go off and make money myself and just be like my attention just to myself. But to me, that's not enough drive, enough heart, enough passion or purpose. So my job is simply to find those people, to connect up with those individuals across the planet that want more from a life, and that have the ability to not just think about themselves, but to breed more life into things, more purpose into things. And I connect with them, and I find out how can I leverage them and what they're doing into what we're doing, and create just this beautiful movement. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Global stewardship. That's what I'm hearing. Global
Yes.
stewardship of the earth, which is what we are supposed to be doing. As humans, that's our responsibility, is to take care of the planet, to take care of the earth. And you've just brought it together and sort of packaged it. And said,
That's
okay,
right.
this is what we're going to do. Let's get it together and let's stop harming our planet. We're responsible for it. Why wouldn't we be responsible for the earth, the trees, the water that feed us and keep us alive? And yet many people have forgotten about that in the race for money and power.
Yeah, they take it for granted, like it's going to be.
No, we have to take care of it. It is our responsibility. It's our absolute responsibility.
That's right. That's right.
The earth, to take care of the water, to take care of the animals.
Now,
that's right.
I can see what you're doing is, as it grows, it's going to encompass many different forms of companies, even animal reserves, where they're trying to make sure that certain species don't disappear, because they are, I think people forget that animals are part of our ecosystem. They're not just nice pictures or whatever. Everything is a part of our life. And I just love the concept of what you're doing. And without giving names, could you just talk about some of the companies that you have had the privilege of working with or are working?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're doing is the fund we're creating, and we are kind of an earlier startup, to be honest, but at this time next year, it'll be a completely different scene where I have 20, 30 plus partnerships or companies underneath me. But right now we're in the verticals. So different verticals that we want to operate in are what we call life essentials. And these are things that we can't live without. Obviously, air, everyone has to have air. You've got the rule of three. You can leave 3 minutes without air, 3 minutes with 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food, kind of thing. So these are obvious, but some other people, some people might not realize, good, you obviously have to have housing, you have to have structure, you've got to have things underneath you, a roof over your head, energy, things like that. Animals, Ruth, as you just said, animals are part of our life, and it's a symbiotic relationship, and it is our stewardship to take care of them. Art, we actually recognize art is like a key thing as aesthetics, is the term. Aesthetics, right? That is a key point. Like you could, you have the golden age of knowledge or golden age of anything that, where aesthetics is not around, but it also starts viewing life into things. So we recognize that as something that as part of our stewardship and education, of course, people have to be educated in what they're doing. So these different verticals, these 10 different things, what we call life essentials, we want to partner with companies in these different areas and to help them grow, help them have greater impact on the planet. And currently, right now, we have a company called Origin Clear or Water on Demand, and they're a handful of subsidiaries. It's a water philanthropy. So what we're doing is cleaning up water in various sectors of the planet, and that's the area that we're involved in right now. Housing, we provide housing for needy families and things like that with our company, our housing philanthropy company called Equity and Help. And that's something on our website. Anyone can go to, obviously at the end of the podcast, I will give this, but pi.today. Anyone can go to our website and see all our various portfolio companies that we work with and that we're currently engaged. We're bringing on more companies as the brand expands. I have a huge amount of companies wanting to partner with us and wanting to utilize our brand because they see what we're doing. And we could have, a full call on all our portfolio companies, but we're currently involved with water, housing, with air, with health, with FiOS Health Company, and engaging in that area. Plastics cleanup, we're doing a huge amount of, cleaning up plastics from the oceans and across the planet, and built that up to about 16,000 different users across the planet. And so that's we're just looking to scale that more and more, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, you've been busy.
Yes, I mean, this is so much. I'm thinking and thinking and listening and thinking. So you would be interested in companies. I know there's a new one out there. I can't even mention the name, but all of a sudden they have come up with a wonderful idea of not having detergent bottles. So they have detergent in a piece of paper that you put in your laundry rather than.
Oh my Lord, Ruth, my wife just last night showed me this, goes, Skye, we got to get this. And I'm like, honey, we just did a big Costco trip and I just bought 3 bottles of detergent.
We could have gotten like a whole thing that would be like this and last you for months. And the other thing that I just saw, and you're talking about housing, this man was pumping up a house, literally. You know how you pump up a bed? He was pumping up the house, and it looked strange when he was pumping it up. So he stopped, he walked around back, and he basically lifted the rest of the house up. Instant house. Went around,
wow,
it was plugged in so that it wouldn't come down on him. And it was like, what a concept. When we have so many people who need housing, even temporary housing, because of all the natural disasters that we've been having. I was just flabbergasted, and it looked like a house. Not, not like this, but he had windows, he had floors. It was
wow, that's amazing. Where'd you see this at?
I have to find it. I think it was on YouTube. I think that's where I saw it. If I can find it, I will send it to both of you, because I was like, that is a great idea. You know, even
Right.
go
Yes.
camping for a long time. This is like, you got a house.
Yeah,
So
there's so many great technologies out there. So part of our Philanthroinvestors team is looking for those, and we get referred to a lot of people, or people get referred to us, but locating them. And there's so many great things and great people that I've met, like Ruth, like you're talking about. Like you just would never think about it, and you connect with these people, and you realize that, man, with all these different things, if I can figure out how to help them out and get them into the marketplace and get them doing better and better and reaching more people, so again, that's the impact that I myself and the company is making. So that's kind of our goal. So
Yeah.
any
fabulous.
suggestions that your listeners can, good, refer people over to us, to our website. There's a place where they can connect up with me for partnerships, etc., or just whatever, or even investors. We obviously provide capital to a lot of this area. So that's kind of what where we provide standard ROI to our investor base, and at the same time, it's going towards philanthropic or global betterment. So it's kind of a no-brainer, to be
Yeah,
honest.
really.
I will be on the lookout for people to send to you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
will I, because like you said, I saw that on the news with that paper instead of laundry detergent. And I was like, huh? I just got to see what the ingredients are first,
Yeah.
Well,
because
many of them are claiming to be eco-friendly, environmentally friendly. So yeah, it's worth looking into. Find out what the ingredients are.
yeah, and see, because I mean, them big jugs, they even heavy to carry from the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for real, wow, this is so, Skye, you are such a blessing to the world.
Nah, thank you. Both of you
Really.
are, I'm sure, as well. So that's all of us. So that's why we connect up with. Again, I love again the symbiotic, or the birds of a feather flock together. So we tend to like connect up no matter what. So I absolutely know that anytime anyone wants to connect up with me, they probably share a similar viewpoint and similar vision and mission. So I love you two ladies and what you're doing as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We
So
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
when you look at a company in terms of being able to partner up with, what are some of the things that you look for that make that stand out for you guys?
Yeah, well, it's a pretty huge process. You obviously go all the way down from, the financials and various things, exactly who the founders are, who's the board, who are members of the company, what are their vision, what's the, again, financials, and sometimes they're offering equity shares. If they're an early series, they're pre-revenue, so they're not going to be able to offer any type of immediate returns or dividends to their investor base, but there's going to be other things. So we look at, good, what's the plan? What do they have it, laid out for the investors that are going to be coming in? But we absolutely look at, good, who are the founders? What are their ethics levels? Who are they as a person? Because especially in early series startups, it's more than, you're investing in more than the company. You're investing in an individual, usually, like the key principle of the company, like who is that guy, and where's he headed, and what's his goals, and what's the exit strategy here? Is he wanting to go, public? One of our companies, we're within months away from being on NASDAQ. And that's just the strategy and the direction we're heading with them. But for philanthropic companies, that might not be the strategy, So no matter where they're headed, we want to make sure there is a plan. Where are they headed? Who are the people involved? And, we seriously vet these companies, because our investors count on us to make sure we've done our work, our due diligence, and make sure that these companies are honest, and where they're heading is honest. And it's just, no matter what it is, it's just laid out, it's well thought out, and it's a tried and true path,
Okay, so
All
if
right.
people want to invest, how do they do that?
Well, they just go to our website. They can go to pi.today and start their journey there. Look through the website. There's plenty of places on that website where they can just click, I'm interested, or start to invest, or, they can have an initial conversation. with right now, I send all those to my president, and the president will talk with you and kind of see how you want to get involved, and yeah, just kind of start your journey right there.
Like, okay, like some other organizations, is there a minimum that you can invest, or how's that work?
It depends which company you want to invest in or direct your capital to. Again, our portfolio companies vary and are constantly growing. So it kind of really depends what you want to get. Like if you want to do water philanthropy, we're doing crowdfunding. So any amount of investment would suffice. Right now, that Series A, Regulation A offering has been shut down. So it's kind of what's called Regulation D offering, which is the accredited investors. So the crowdfunding will come back here shortly, but with the housing philanthropy, generally you can get involved at any level, pretty much. Or I shouldn't say any level, but you get started with a minimum investment of about $150,000, which buys 3 houses. And those houses, it's not a mutual. You get all those. You get to carry the deed for it, and those 3 houses are yours. And yeah, absolutely. And you buy the houses, and the house is yours. And you basically are like the bank. You own the houses, and the tenants or the person that's going to be buying that house pays you the mortgage. Wow. As an analogy.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's a different system. It's doing fantastic. Like the fourth quarter 2022, the average cap rate was, I think, 13.05%. Right. So imagine being able to provide a 13% return to the averages, the investors across the portfolio, and it's going towards providing needy houses and housing, and giving a hand up to a single mom with 3 kids, kind of thing. So that's the housing. And with the health philanthropy, with the FiOS Health, the minimums right now are kind of depends on that, but you just have to come in, just have a conversation. What do you want to do? Are you an accredited investor? Are you not? Are you institutional? Are you an angel investor? What do you want to do? And that's, again, you just go to pi.today and you kind of start your, schedule a call with the president and start that journey.
Okay, of course, I have a question. You mentioned housing.
Yeah.
One of my loves is the whole tiny house industry. So would you be involved in that as well?
We're not involved with the tiny houses right now, but that is something that is possible that we kind of get involved with. So, the Equity and Help, which is our housing company, we literally buy single family homes. We haven't got into the tiny houses particularly, but that's something could be a direction in the future. Yeah.
Okay. All righty.
This is
the magnitude of this is amazing.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies.
I'm sorry. I never heard of a company whose purpose, what I said before, is to steward the earth based on where we are now, the technologies that we have, the information, the needs that we have. I've never heard of this before. And wow. I'm totally intrigued.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, that's what we're doing here to do. Because I love it, Ruth. I love your time. I'm actually going to have to steal your word here, the stewardship. I love that term, actually. And as soon as you said it, I'm like, oh man, I love Ruth. I'm gonna steal that word.
Okay, help yourself. Help yourself. That's what you're doing. It absolutely is.
And then it also makes a wonderful thing. Think. It makes people think too. That word steward. It's like, okay, I'm responsible. It's an honor to be responsible, as far as I'm concerned, for something that is important.
That's right. I love the word. It says everything in it. So as soon as you said it, I'm like, that is the word, the stewardship. And that is what we're doing, because there's lots of companies out there doing lots of things, but we want to raise the responsibility, the conscious level of investing. There's so much money out there. I mean, trillions of dollars are being spent on all kinds of things. And if I can just influence and direct any portion of that towards what I feel, what I vet and I make sure is a proper investment. And if I can direct any portion of that towards the global betterment to move the needle, man, I feel like I made that impact. So I like that term, that stewardship, and that is the responsibility that myself and any of the members of Philanthroinvestors has.
Yes. Now, Skye, I see also you guys do a thing on Facebook from time to time. I get the emails. That's why I know about it.
We do. We obviously are on all kinds of channels, social media channels and otherwise. So I have a whole team of people taking care of that stuff. I have no idea what they're doing, but
Okay.
yeah.
So basically, if people go to the website and just, put their names in, they'll be able to engage in the different things that you have going on social media, as well as the investing opportunities and so forth, and also becoming a partner. So you've got a lot of goodies going on here.
We do. We absolutely do. And there's huge things happening currently that I can't talk about right now, but we're obviously gearing up for some huge expansion. And but yeah, pi.today will get you on that website. And the website, my president at philanthroinvestors.com will get you an email address that you can immediately just connect up with and kind of start talking.
Yes. Wow. Well, this is always a pleasure, Skye, to be able to chat with you. And it's never long enough. It just ain't.
That time went fast, and there's so much more to talk about and
there's
to
so
learn.
much more. So you will be coming back
Yes,
again.
I will.
And we look forward to more collaborations and just keeping up with what's going on with the company. And I'm going to definitely reach out because I need to decide what I want to invest in terms of what you guys are doing. So I appreciate everything you do.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate you both.
Yes, it was lovely meeting you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
What you do. Thank you for what you do.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haxton.
We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.